Hello, everybody. My name is Heather Aston, and this is my channel, TT's Trinkets and Treasures. Today, we are going to have fun because we are going to be working with the scoops that I got from Randee Brown over at Thunderhorse Descendants. She's getting ready to move from Minnesota to North Dakota, and so she's going through her stash. She's making up little packets of beads like this. They're all in one big tub, and you buy a large scoop for $20 and a small scoop for $10. So I had a little situation. I had just about everything laid out from all of my scoops on the mat, all pretty color coded, everything else, and then said that I was going to start with some of the kids' stuff. And so I did, and I got almost all the way through about an hour of a video, which is like 3.5, 4 hours of work behind the scenes, doing the different pieces, whatever else. And then there was a part where I thought it was on pause and it wasn't. I was recording dead silence for like 12, 15 minutes. And then there was another part where I thought I was hitting play, but I turned off the camera. So I tried, guys. I tried to go and edit them. I promise I tried to edit it. Couldn't figure it out. So what's going to happen is I'm going to show you the pieces I've already made. And then I'm going to make a few more pieces with you just so you guys can see. And this is kit edition, so it was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun. And I am going to show you. Just remember, I've already made a whole bunch of stuff. And I still have all of it. So here are the guidelines that I kind of set for myself that I'm trying to stick to. And that is that I'm trying my hardest to use everything from the scoops first. And then if I need something to help finish up a project or whatever else, I'm trying to use stuff that I've gotten from Randee at Thunderhorse Descendants. There are times when I can't. And in those situations, I'm trying to like be good and use stuff that I would think would be in scoops. And it ranges from gemstones to crystals to charms and all sorts of stuff. And I've had an amazing time. Like I said, I'm going to make a couple of projects with you just to finish off the kids' stuff. And it doesn't necessarily have to be kid stuff. And in the other video, I like went through and I told you different things that I'm going to try to cover in the last two sections of this, but let me take you down to my mat so you can see what we're working with. Also, we have this enormous, very bright light above me now, which I like because it's not really creating too many shadows. I can definitely see what colors go together and what colors don't. But as you can see, I've got a bunch of stuff laid out on my mat. It's all separated. This is going to be a gummy bear necklace. These yellow crystals did come from my stash. Again, they were part of a very inexpensive Amazon crystal mix. They are 3mm crystals. They're still beautiful. There's some gorgeous ones in here. And I like that they don't have AB on them. But let me show you what I've already, you see all of this. I'm going to try to very carefully scooch everything while keeping them with their things to the side. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. I'm going to show you what I have already made. So, oh, you might have saw the little yellow candies right here. They're yellow and white. They're cute. There were several colors of these. So, I made several bracelets. There were green ones. And I made these little bracelets. And for the extender chain and just the clasp, I used some silver heart chain. And I did this because these links are soldered together, so they'll be better. Plus, they're cute. Looks like I didn't finish this one off. Well, let's just go ahead and do that, and we'll talk about it. You can't, I would not go cheap when it comes to the kids stuff. Obviously, kids are notorious for losing stuff, and I understand all of that, but they're also the ones that tend to be directing mom and or dad at the various craft fairs, and they're running up to the stuff and, oh my gosh, look at this, look at this. And then mom gets there, and then mom starts seeing other stuff that you've made for the adults. So things like this. All I'm doing, it took me no more than 5 seconds to put it on, and all I'm doing is finishing off the chain with the little dangle. You can see the heart chain. It's cute. It's all of the findings are still silver plated, like I like to use. It's 2 different ones. Gorgeous. I also made some pink ones. And these 2 are interesting because they brought up a point when I was making the video that I wanted to make, that yes, kids love to get matchy-matchy with their sisters, their friends, their whatever. Then there's a problem that occurs because if they do match hygienically, there's always going to be that argument that, no, that one's mine, you lost yours. No, you lost yours, that one's mine. So this is a little opportunity to avoid that. They are essentially the same bracelet. The only difference is if it's the fuchsia pink or the light pink that is the dominant bead throughout. On this one, it's the dark one. And then there's 1 light one, 3 dark, 1 light, so on and so forth. And on the other one, it's just the exact opposite of that. So they are sisters, not twins, and therefore people know whose there are. Then I did these cutesy little ones with the blue, and I just used clear crystals and these little blue and white disc beads that I'm going to use in a minute to make another bracelet. And I did these with macrame, so they're adjustable. I will make more macrame bracelets for those of you who are going to be bummed that you don't get to see how to do that. But there are the blue ones. This one is not tricky. The biggest thing that I'll tell you is that you want to make these taut, not tight. So we have the blue, and then I got to have some fun with the purple ones because these amazing Druzy-esque beads, let me bring them up a little bit closer so you can see them, are stunning. And I just happened to have these little seed beads that had all the same colors in them as the larger beads. And the seed beads were just big enough not to slide into the hole. So I originally wasn't going to have this many seed beads on, but then I decided I wanted both of those bracelets to be the same because they're adorable and oh so cute. Then I made this adorable little gummy bear necklace, and it is like a purple into pink. I know there's a term for that, but it is eluding me. Ombre. It goes from purple to pink. And so I used the purple frosted beads, some silver beads. I think I am going to swap this chain out because it's very obvious that it's not silver plated, while everything else is. This is stainless steel. So I'm going back and forth, but that's already done. It may not get switched. Now, this is the favorite thing that I've made from this box, from these scoops thus far. And it is this little polymer clay turtle who's looking up at you with your sad little eyes. And I was going to do a bracelet with him, and then I was like, nope. So I pulled in some of the red crystals from my Found Objects Challenge box, and I went ahead and paired them with these little blue and white striped beads which matches eyes. And I'm so glad that I did. You can see he's just kind of staring up at you. This is a perfect gift for, say, a kid getting ready to go off to summer camp for the first time, who's really nervous. You can give them a bracelet like this and tell them that, that turtle is you, and you're watching over them the entire time. Plus, it's just freaking adorable. I love it. I'm so going to have to find out where she got these so that I can order so many more. Okay, so now that oh, nope, one more thing. Hold on. There's all the bracelets in the one necklace. And then I made another necklace. And this one I did cheat a little bit and use more stuff from my stash than from the box. But when you see the result, you will clearly understand. Oh, backwards. Put it the right way here. Look at how pretty. This is a little translucent light pink gummy bear, and there wasn't really anything in the box that went with. I had these crackle beads, but total different shade of pink, which is a bummer because I had hoped to use them with the darker, still a different shade of pink. So I'm not sure what I'm going to pair with this outside of these little like star polymer clay beads. It might be just clear with these on it. In fact, I'm pretty sure that will be what ends up happening. I will use some of the inexpensive clear beads. Anyway, so I got this set from Amazon years ago, guys. And they're crackle glass beads, and most of them are half clear, half another color. Some of them have two. There's one that has two colors, and it's like a blue and pink together. I wonder if that will go with this pink. We'll have to try that in a second. Anyways, in the box, they have 4, 6, and 8 millimeter. So all I did on this was I alternated with crystals, and then there is a silver spacer bead between each and every single bead. And so it just went crystal 4 millimeter, crystal 6 millimeter, crystal 8 millimeter, crystal 6 millimeter, crystal 4 millimeter, and then back up and down all the way around. I love this little necklace. I think it is adorable. I think that any little girl would be thrilled to have this. I just finished this, and well, I thought it was finished, but I forgot to do the dangle on the end. So I am loving this necklace. I think it is so much fun. Again, dependent upon what I was wearing and where I was going, this might even be something that I would consider wearing because it is so darn cute. But it will be a great addition to any table of mine at any craft fair there is because it's absolutely adorable. So there's that. Yay! So excited. Okay, now I need to go see if these beads match this pink, because if it does, that's what's happening. Am I going to get lucky? I am going to get lucky. What do you guys think? I think they go together. Here, where's my white plate so I can show you? And there is rust on this plate. Let me get a bigger one so I can get a really good look at it. Oh, they might not be the same. No, I don't think those are going to work. Oops, wrong way. Sorry. I don't know. I don't think those are the same pink. Man, this poor gummy. I don't know what to do for him. I want him to have a pretty design, but nothing I put with him matches. It's always the wrong shade of pink. And I've checked all of the beads and cannot find anything. So, like I said, he might be a short little one like the red gummy bear with just mostly chain, just some clear crystals, spacer beads, and these 2 polymer clay ones. I know that this is like a close pink and it could be in the family and the dark speckles, the darkest parts of it, kind of, but I want to use those for something else. So the next bead we're going to do, it's not really like kid, but I'm using these beads, which I had pulled out, because I also found, I hate when my bead mat goes right under the edge of my laptop. It drives me crazy. Because I found these beautiful cathedral beads that um, are the same shade of blue, like the lightest bit of blue. And then, of course, they've got the silver on the top and bottom. There are only four of them. So the disc beads are going to technically be the main event. But this is just going to be the first of a few different bracelets that I like to call stackers. And stackers are when I just make very simple bracelets that you can buy to pair with other things within your wardrobe so that you can stack them up. There are several ways that I do this. Sometimes it's very simple, like this right here. I'm just going to go ahead and put these together. I wish that I had something to go in the center. I might hit a pause for a minute and go and see if I can find something. But these are the perfect color to go with these. These are gonna dress these beads up, and then these are gonna kind of tone down the fancy of these beads, and it's gonna be beautiful. I hope that this light is much brighter. You guys are able to see better, and that we won't have as many oh nope, in. It's like that's as far in as I'm gonna get. I'm just trying to get everything out of the camera's view so that it doesn't have such a hard time focusing. Okay, I am going to go ahead and hit pause for just a second. I'm going to see if I can think of something to put in the center of this bracelet, but I will be right back. Okay, I found something. I had this Botswana agate. There we go. In my stash, it's a hexagon, but the light swirls right in the center of it are the perfect color for these disc beads. So this is going to be the focal of our bracelet. I'm just going to make this at the center, and then we will kind of sort of build out because I think this is already long enough. Let me see. I'm going to have to make another loop with it, but then I have my cloth. Yeah, I should have plenty of room. Okay, so we are going to start, I think, by threading on 10 of these. I know this is a very kid edition, but we'll get back to the kids in just a second. Or should I put this to the side? Here, let me string this up really quick. I'll show you the finished product, and then we'll go back to the fun kid stuff, all right? I want this to be more kid heavy than that, and there are still some really cute things that we can make with the rest of the beads on this mat. So I'll be right. Okay, I finished the bracelet. Well, for the most part. Wait, why is my camera not working? I need to change the battery. Goodness gracious. Just one moment. I apologize for that. It's because I keep forgetting to turn it off when I pause my video. So then battery dies. Anyways, here's the bracelet. No, it doesn't have a clasp on it, but more about this later. Okay. So back to the good stuff. The kiddos, the little kiddos. This is going to be fun. Okay, I think I'm going to start with the yellow gummy bears. So let me grab some wire. I don't know how long I'm going to make this. I'm probably going to add chain onto it. I'm not going to make the whole thing. So let me cut right here. That'll give me plenty of room to work with. Okay, first things first, I'm going to twist this so that it's hanging the other way. We're going to put it on our strand. And then I think I want to use some of these white. Oh my goodness, why is my camera in the wrong spot? Sorry, guys. I don't know what happened. Hold on a second. Let me fix this so I don't get anybody sees. Okay, sorry about that. Here we go. So I don't know how much metal I want to use on this, not as much as I did on the other one, but I think I want to use these milky white ones along with the yellow. And there are some cubes that we could use in the same color family that were in the same bag. There were some of these frosted yellow ones, but they're the right color, but there's not really enough of them to use. There were also, oh, here they are. Okay. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do, well, we're going to start off with the metal beads. And we're going to put one on either side of our focal. This will just help it not sit directly on the wire, because when it's there, it'll fit underneath just like that. Okay, then here's what I think I'm going to do. I think I'm going to go crystal, crystal, crystal. And then I'm going to do a metal bead. One of the milky white beads. Another metal bead. And then we'll go back to the crystals. And that will just break it up so there's not so much of the crystal. Or, I don't know that I like that white. It doesn't look bad, but it's not giving me what I wanted from it. So, should we just use a clear crystal there? Should we color block it? Let me see. Where are the ones that came in the same box as those yellows so that I can make sure they're the same size? Here they are. Okay. Stop. Stop. Sorry about that, guys. I wasn't expecting that to go off. And then I pull out some clears. I kind of wish I had the crackle glass in yellow because I think that would have been beautiful. Okay, I could have done the same as the other one, which, you know, it's not as much variety for you guys, but yes, I like that much better. I like the clear much better. I think it looks better. We could go back and forth and color block it, but I think I want this to be a more simple pattern, just to add a little bit of variation. And I think you don't ever want all of your designs to be like so similar to others that people are going to learn your style, but you don't want people to for it to get redundant where you're doing the same thing over and over. Although there are ways to make the same necklace more than once and have it look different. That's what I did on the pink candy bracelets. I just swapped out which color was the color dominant on the bracelet. They look like two different bracelets, but they are essentially the same. So there's a way to do it in a way to where people aren't just going to get tired of the same design over and over again. I would hope that my style will become recognizable. I know I'm you. I have been part of the jewelry world for very long, as is evident by the fact that I cannot get this metal bead to thread onto my beading wire. I'm not sure why I'm having so much trouble with that. So I think what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to go up. I think I might put a crystal bead first, just so it's not so yellow right at the beginning. Putting the crystal bead and then another metal bead, I think will be better. I think it'll, because when the yellow's right there, then the gummy bear doesn't have his moment. And so we'll put the clear on. Excuse me. And then that way it provides some separation and it's not quite so tone on tone on tone on tone. We'll see what we think about that. Oh, yeah, it went on. I thought it didn't go on and it fell on the desk. But it did, in fact, get on the wire the way that it should have. And then let's do 3, and we'll see what we think. Yeah, I like that much better. I like that there's a little bit of separation between the yellows. It's still about the yellow, but it's not like screaming in your face. This is the primary color. Plus, like I said, the gummy bear deserves his moment. This is supposed to be about him. It is his necklace after all, or her necklace after all. I don't know. It's their moment after all. How about that? So I'm just going to continue stringing this. And then when I get to a point where it's either the perfect moment to add chain or I just do beads all the way up, when I get to the back to get ready for the clasp, I will come back and we will finish off the necklace together. Sorry guys, I got so into it that I already crimped this off. Completely forgot. I will show you later. I did go ahead and decide to beat it all the way up because whoever picks this necklace is going to be somebody who loves yellow and they deserve to feel extra special. So I will put a clasp on this and get it finished off after I realized that I made a mistake. I'm going to have to see if I can deal with that or if I'm going to restring this. I accidentally left the clear crystal on this side, but took it off on this side. We will see. We will see. That's probably going to drive me crazy, but for all intents and purposes, the necklace is finished. So I'm glad I didn't use the milky beads. I like the clear. It's so shiny. The sparkles just like dance, even though they're inexpensive crystals. Like I said, the little who gets this is going to feel absolutely special and amazing, and it'll be sparkly. And if it doesn't sell in my craft booth, then that just means it gets donated to a very good cause. That is what I like to do with my excess jewelry that isn't selling. Okay, guys, next. Let's see. So I got a lot of these in the box, and these in the box. And I'm not the hugest fan of them. They kind of drive me crazy, but here's what I'm thinking. Let's see if they go with these. I don't know how people come up with these patterns that look like, oh, I just threw them on. I don't know. I'm way too symmetrical for that, I guess. But here's what I'm thinking. What if we do those with these and then we hang the white dinosaur from it? That's what I'm thinking. We can do a quick and easy stretch bracelet. These two do not want to join the party. They're the little wallflowers, the wall of the plastic bag. So I have 1.5 millimeter stretch cord, and I think I also have 1 millimeter stretch cord. I'll probably go with the 1 millimeter. Reason I have 1 millimeter is kind of David's fault because I don't particularly care for 1 millimeter stretch cord. I think it's too thick. I like to double strand between 0.5 and go from there. So first off, guys, this is where it was kinked on, so it didn't come unrolled. This is no good now. It's been compromised. Make sure you cut it off. Then I'm going to pull out about 8-9 inches, which is way more than we need, but I don't want things to keep falling off. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to pre-stretch. And I'm going to move the mat down so you can see what I want you to see, and I don't have to move the camera. Okay, so stretch, 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 because you'll see the end that is not stretched compared to the rest of the cord that is, it's probably half the size now. So we're just going to stretch it and we're going to see what we see here. So let's start with, I don't know, 3 of these. And then do we just want to put the blue and white in between? Let's see. Yeah, that's good. And then we'll do another 3. And we'll put it on. And then I'm going to do another 3, put a blue and white one on, and then I'm going to do 5. Because sometimes people just do this. I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep it. I will most likely pull it off. I am not really a fan of... I think I actually like the 5 better. So I'm going to take these off and change them to every 5. I don't know what's wrong, but right here there's a kink in my cord. I'd rather just clip it off than risk breaking later on. Not that I think I would have a break right there. Oops, too many. One too many. And also, these little blue and white beads are not perfectly symmetrical, so that's why I was like, hey, yes, I know I said I was going to use them on teapot jewelry, but I found some other really cool beads that are like this, but that are more symmetrical. So I get it. These are little itty bitty chevron beads. They're beautiful. I love chevron beads. You guys know this. These ones just aren't my favorite because they're all different sizes. So okay, put on the next blue and white one. And then I'm gonna have to wire up my little dinosaur man. And, I'm not, other than the dinosaur, I don't know that I'm going to add any metal onto this. Of course, we all know that could change, and that's our prerogative. That's one of the best parts about making your own jewelry is that you get to set the quote unquote rules for yourself. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the dinosaur real quick with you guys. And then I will finish stranding this up off camera. Sorry, I'm just looking for some 20 gauge wire in silver. Yeah, 20 gauge wire. Got my double flush cutters. Oh, those are not double flush cutters. Double flush cutters. Pull that off. I am going to do a knotted head pin. I'm just going to come to the very end, tip of the wire to the tip pliers, and I'm going to go around twice. Come back up, squish those together. They got kind of separated there for a minute. I'm going to push it up and around. It's easiest to do this while they're on the pliers, guys. I promise. Especially if you're trying it with 20 gauge. I typically only do this with 22 or 24 gauge wire. but I'm going to give it a go because I think it's going to have to be chunkier for the hole in the dinosaur. I think I don't really have much of a choice when it comes to this. It is what it is. So I'm just going to grab the end, pull it up. Let's see if we can't get it to go around a little bit more. Grab it from the other side, pull tight. And then what I like to do is squish it up just enough to get my tweezer pliers in there and pull it out straight. I didn't have the best grip on that. So then I have an itty bitty, well, a knotted head pin. We are going to slide our dinosaur on. Oh, the white one. What are you doing, Heather? We're going to slide the dinosaur on. And yes, I know he's going to be at an angle. It'll look like he's holding something. I am actually going to bend the wire up, though, so it is a little bit more symmetrical. Not that you can see because I'm off camera. I did go ahead and bend the wire straight up. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to leave room for some wire wraps. And I'm going to bend the wire over at a 90-degree angle. Going to grab my round nose pliers again. These are the micro ones, so I am going up a bit. I don't want a huge loop, but I do want a loop. So then I'm going to put my pliers facing the mat. I'm going to twist up, kind of get it straight so you have the look of a popsicle or a stop sign. Basically, you just want your loop centered on the wire. And then you're going to grab the loop with your pliers so it stays in place. And you're just going to wrap your wire down and around. And I'm going to do kind of a chunky wrap just because I haven't done any in a while. I thought it might be fun. One more time around. And then we're going to cut off, and you guys know I like to cut off at the side, not the front or the back, just because I feel like it hides better. And then we're going to turn this so we can slide our little dinosaur onto the stretch cord. We will, of course, put another blue and white on the other side. I might actually put, do I want to put a metal bead on there? What'll stress the wire more? That, I think it's going to be fine. I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to try to find a blue and white one around the same diameter and thickness to go on the other side of the dinosaur just to create that little bit of symmetry. For a second, I was like, do I want to add metal on? But I don't. But there's our little white dinosaur man. I'm going to go ahead and finish stranding these up until I have about 5.5 inches. 5.5, maybe 6 inches. More like 5.5 for a little one. And then I will come back and I will show you my knotting process. Be right back. And we're back. Really quick, I want to take a moment to use this to talk to you guys about the bracelet mandrel that I helped design. There is a paper version that you can buy off of Amazon and Etsy and whatever else, and they charge like $10 for it. And it's just a laminated piece of paper that you have to tape together. I wanted something a little better than that because one of the biggest problems that new jewelry makers have is creating a bracelet that fits. Now, unless you are using 4mm beads or smaller from start to finish, the length of a bracelet is not actually the fit that you are looking for. Reason being, with these beads, all of the beads on the inside half are taking up space on the inner diameter of a bracelet. So although this measures to a perfect 5 inches, if I go to put it around the top of the mandrel, you will see it does not fit. This is what I mean. And there are old myths that for each size, all you need to do is add 2 beads, and that makes up for the difference. And I'm here to tell you that it absolutely does not make up for the difference, or it does not, it's not enough. Obviously, 2 of these were not going to close the gap that was still on our bracelet. Here, I just added 5 more. Here's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to go ahead and see where we're at on the mandrel now. Here we go. Let's see. I want this right at about 5.5. We're just about there, I think. I think if I had 5 more and one more one more of the blue and white beads, will be exactly where I'm at. So you see, it took 15 polymer clay beads that are the same size as all the rest of the bead in order to make up that gap. So obviously 2 beads would not have done it for you, and this would have fit a 4-year-old, whereas 5.5 fits all the way up to typically 8, 9 years old. Okay, so we're going to need 1 more of the blue and white beads, which I'm gonna have to pull out of the box because I used all the ones over here. Yes, there's this itty bitty sliver of a one, but this is going to be where we hide our knot. So we want to make sure that we get a good one. So I love this little jar too. It's so cute. Oh, wait. I hope that like what I have in my mind as far as like setup of my beads is as like cool as it I see in my mind's eye, but yeah. Okay, so this is how I knot my bracelets. Let's see if I can get in a little bit closer. Sorry for moving the camera. No. Okay. So, once again, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stretch again. And then I'm going to go over once and I'm going to pull it. I don't want to pull this tight. It will, if you do, it will buckle like that. And that is not what you want. You want it taut, not tight. Then I'm going to go over once again. I'm going to stretch this really good without pulling this too tight. And then I'm going to pull that knot tight. Then I'm simply going to tuck them underneath on both sides, bring them back up. I'm going to do 1 more surgeon's knot, and then I will glue this. Oops, it went on the wrong side of the blue bead. Dang it. Uh-oh, let me see if I can fix this. Hold on, I need to undo this. I wasn't paying attention. I was just about to warn about this, and then I went and did it myself. So basically what I just did was half of the knot is on one side of the blue and white bead, and the other half of the knot is on the other side, and that is not going to work. So I'm going to have to figure out which of the 2 knots I need to undo. Or I'm going to have to cut. Oh, I might have got it. Did I get it? Did I get it? Did I get it? Did I get it? Oh, did I ever just get lucky? I did, in fact, pick the right one to pull on and have undone that last knot. Okay. Whew. Get back over where you belong now, mister. Okay, let's try that one again, and I'll be very careful when I go to knot it. But hold on. We want it to stay right there. There we go. And now that I have it stretched tight this way, I also want to pull the rubber the other way to make sure that it's good and knotted. Now, I like to use GS Hypo on my glue, on my knots. Some people don't think that you need any, that the knot itself is strong enough, which that's kind of up to you and what you want. I am probably going to glue this and then I will pull it in the middle of some of the polymer clay beads like that. So then it is hidden and it'll kind of be stuck. The biggest thing you need to do anytime you sell a stretch bracelet to explain to your customers how to put them is to explain to your customers how to put them on correctly. You need to explain to them that they don't want to go like this to get it to go up, that they need to roll it up their hand. Obviously, this one is not made for my size hand, but still, they need to just roll it up their hand like that, and then it will fit. You can see there's no way it was going to fit my hand. But it is well knotted now. Off camera because I'm allergic to glue and I don't want a big mess. I will glue this, pull it into the vinyl beads, and leave it there. Unless I can get it in one of the clay beads, I'd prefer that, but we'll see how it goes. So we're done with that one now. Let's pick up my cute little beads and put them back in their cute little jar. I love these little jars. They're so cute. They're so cute. Okay. So cute. I'd be interested to know just how many beads fits in here. From like a 4 and a 6 millimeter strand, that would be interesting to test out. Anyways, there's that. Okay. So I think with the last gummy bear, well, it's not the last one because I have the pink one, which has ran away from home. I'm not quite sure where it went. Oh, here it is. It's up here under here. I think I'm just gonna end up using clear, or maybe I'll use the milky white with these. And then I can do the stars and I can also do the little cubes. You're up to fun. Or maybe just the white. Do I like the milky white or do I like the white? Well, let's see. I like the white. Of course I do. I will find something for you, I promise. I think this one is going to be a very quick one. I'm not going to go up very high. I will probably leave it short as I did with the purple gummy bear, though, like I said, I'm probably going to change out the chain on this. Blah, blah. Because I just don't know that I'm a fan of the stainless steel with this, especially not with the silver beads in the middle. Although the hook, the little loop on the bear is stainless steel, so I don't know. We'll figure it out. That's a decision for future Heather. And I do have this cute little tassel. I wish I had 2 of these cute little tassels. If I did, I would have definitely considered like making this part of it because that would have been cute. Maybe on the chain extender, even though this is gold. Well, so is the other one, but alrighty. The other one that we talked about doing, we've got the silly me. We still have the green candy beads to make, or the yellow, not green, the yellow candy bracelets to make because I did find the right yellow in my stash after testing so many different shades of yellow. You wouldn't believe it, but I have plenty of these. So these are going to be fun. I'm probably going to I will likely do like a 2-1-2-1-2-1 with some of the white beads that I have. Here's a couple more that need to go in the little jar, but we'll do that later. Okay, so let me get some beetle on wire. Let me see how long this is. This is 6 inches, and since I wanted to stop at about 5 inches, we'll see. Let's see if this is enough. So I think I'm just going to go like 2 yellow beads, 1 white bead. 2 yellow, 1 white. Ooh, I don't know that is that the right size? No, it's fine. Welcome to my brain. As I've told you, but if you are new here, you won't know this. I tend to have what I call bead FOMO. I'm afraid if I don't check every possible variation of the beads, I'm going to miss the best one. So I often have what I like to call bead FOMO. See, quick, easy, no muss, no fuss. Like they don't, it's still beautiful. I don't want to say a simple stringing project because sometimes stringing beads is the hardest thing. But Sarah Lovecraft breaks it down perfectly in her lives whenever she talks about this. She says that you should not be designing the entire bracelet. You should be breaking it up into quadrants and doing it that way. If you're not doing a even if you're doing a simple little pattern here, each block is its own thing. So from here to here is a section, or from white to white. However you want to look at it, you don't need to go you don't need to go nuts and think that you have to have it all planned out perfectly. You guys are going to see just how bad my nails are. I need to go do something with them. I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. One more section. And then I want to see how big this is on the mandrel. I'm hoping that it is close to 5 because I can put an extender on it. It is with the clasp and the loop right there will be good. And we're going to put an extender on it. So we're good. Let me grab a crimp, which I'm almost out of. One of the most frustrating things for me as a beater is when I have to buy consumables. And consumables are what I call consumables are jump rings and crimps and things like that are absolutely necessary that you use on a daily basis, but would rather get for free so you could buy more beads. Or at least that's what I call consumables. Are you going to go in there? What are you doing in there? This loop does not want to cooperate with me tonight, and I don't know why. I got all bent there at the end. And now it doesn't want to go into the yellow bead, and I just need to get it through the yellow bead enough that I can grab the end of it. There we go. Nope. Lost it. I cannot wait until Miss Selena Grace is old enough to bead with. Oh, I hope she loves beads as much as her Gigi. Which, if I have anything to do about it, she will. She already has several bracelets made. Okay, we need to make sure this isn't too tight. My loop needs to be about the same size. I'm going to scooch it up a bit so that I have room between the last bead and my crimp to get my crimper in there. In case you've never used a magical crimper, what it is it is a pair of pliers that have a concavity right in the middle of them. They work with 2x2 crimps on 0.018 and 0.01 wire. So you need to center your 2x2. It only works with the 2x2 crimps, guys. They haven't made one for the other sizes. I don't exactly know why. I kind of wish that they would, but yeah. So you're going to squeeze it in place, and it's going to make the center part rounded, and it's going to create these little pillow effects or make it look like a ravioli. I want to show you just in case you've never seen it. Come on, focus on the right thing. like that. Then you're going to turn it at about a 90-degree angle or to the other side and squish again. They say that if you go at the 12, 6, 3, 9, you only have to squeeze it 4 times, but I have never found that to be enough. But that's just me. And there will be times that you're going to look at it and be like, oh my gosh, it's a mangled mess. And that's what I thought. I had given up on the magical crimper altogether until I saw Becky Foster from her Bakito Burrito channel. Bakito Burrito. You can search Becky Foster. And she got like a mangled little magical crimper. And I was like, yep, that's what happens to me all the time. And then she squeezed it like 2 more times. And it came out as a perfect little bead. And I was like, oh, I was giving up too easy, is what the problem was. So I figured it out. There are times when you will get a bunk crimper. It's going to happen. And the biggest problem is that once you get it and return it, it sometimes gets sold again. And so Becky doesn't return bad crimpers. And I don't anymore either after hearing her logic on the situation. It makes sense. All you're doing is creating frustration for another beater. Does it suck because you're the one out the money for 2 crimpers and you only have one? Yes. Unless you can explain to customer service how that exactly works and see if, you're lucky and you get one of those things where they just say, we're going to refund you, but you don't have to send it back kind of deals. That was the worst way to match the fun circus. There we go. Okay, I'm going to grab out one of my little extenders. This one is 7 hearts long. And I'm using these because they are soldered links. But they're also adorable. So they'll be a big hit with the littles in your life. And you don't have to worry about the jump ring not working. Put it on. If I could do it tonight. I began this journey at 9:30 this morning. It is now 8:53 p.m. So it's been a long day. I'm going to make up the other yellow one real quick. And then I think, actually, you know what? I think we're going to say goodnight. This is about an hour-long video. I think you got to see lots of fun and interesting ideas and way to use your scoops from Randee Brown at Thunderhorse Descendants. We'll go over them one more time. Some of the candy bracelets are different from bracelet to bracelet. The purple ones are not because I love the purple design. It's one of my favorites out of everything I made today. We've got our little dinosaur bracelet, which I have not cut the elastic off of yet, but need to. Here's the dinosaur one. We have the blue candy bracelets that have the macrame adjustable knot. We have our little turtle guy that stares up at you with his sad little blue and white eyes. But he's got such a pretty shell. Adorable. We've got that bracelet. The other pink candy bracelet, which is just the opposite. So sisters, but not twins. And then I made 2 necklaces, 3 necklaces actually. One that was more simple that just had a few beads and then chain the rest of the way up. This one has the crackle glass in 3 different sizes in the same pink color. This is probably Between this and my turtle one, it's adorable. And then we did the yellow gummy bear necklace together. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14 designs I have made using things from my scoops that I purchased. Oh, and this one that we're going to finish and talk about later. Forgot about that. That I have done using it. I will zoom out so you can still see that there are a ton of beads on my mat. And this is just the tip of the iceberg because I have this whole box full of beads still to get to. So we're going to have fun going through all of that. Let me join you up top if I can find my mouse. There it is. I hope that you had a wonderful time, that you enjoyed creating with me, that this gave you some inspiration, that you won't be scared to go grab a scoop. You get so much, guys, so much. The large scoop fills a 4x6 organza bag. So I got 4 of them. I've loved it. I have it's more than paid for itself by now with the 14 designs I have here. And I have many, many more beads left over that I can continue to design with. And I'm excited to do so. I hope that you have fun, that you guys have a fabulous weekend. And as always, happy beading.